leather gloves, we're slapping in hams, popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands, pink cotton candy, love on a stick, was chasing the beer, that circle the lips, play ball, play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball.
Still like that opening song. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Laughter Saves Lives live here on Strong Island Television in Paradise Studios in beautiful downtown of Massapequa,
right
New
near
York.
the
Lure.
L-I-double-R, to quote Mick Thomas.
And who's our show brought to us by?
The show is brought to us by
The law firm of Barasch and McGarry. Lawyers for the 9/11 community. I felt bad. I threw that at you, and you don't normally do our show. And like, she's going to forget who our sponsor is. That's not going to look good. So that's why I stepped on your toes.
That's all right.
I looked at your face, and you were like,
it was on the tip of my tongue. And I was like, I know this. I know this.
That's so funny. I'm sorry I did
That's
that to you.
okay.
So it's so nice to have you here.
It's nice to be happy.
But I have to tell you, it's exhausting for me when you're on.
Why?
Because I got to shower. I have to shave. I'm doing my hair. I'm going to my wife. How does my hair look? She goes, why? I go, because Roseanne's on tonight. She goes, so I go, no, it's not Richie. Where, I could just show up. Say hi to Patrick McDonald.
Patrick
Johnny
McDonald. How are you?
So I brought my Listerine. I'm doing my breath. I don't do this for Richie.
That's nice of you.
But it's worth it to have you here. But I'm just saying it's a little exhausting.
If it makes you feel any better, I did my hair and makeup, and I too
But
showered.
you always, that's why because you always look good. I went into a store today. The lady goes, I like your shirt. I have no idea what I had on. I had no idea what I was wearing.
Do I look tan?
You do.
Right?
You do.
I got a nice tan.
And the nails, I like the nails.
Yes.
The color really offsets. Very
I
nice.
was in Florida. It was glorious.
Beautiful. I was at the beach the last 2 days. It was up here.
Let me tell you something. I came back from Florida on
I see you,
Sunday
Jacqueline.
night.
See you, Jacqueline. She's running, but I see her.
Sunday night.
Yeah.
And I am so happy the weather has been what it's been because
Delish.
I would have been like going off the edge.
That's what happened to me. The first time I went to Florida, I came home. The airport, it was like 32 degrees. The wind was blowing.
Yeah.
We got in late. But listen, very, very important.
What's that?
I have a hard time focusing. Normally, my meatballs and eggplant are right in that bag. So this is going to be tough.
Oh, because your dinner.
It's there.
You didn't even eat it yet.
No, it's meatballs, and we're gonna start smelling it. I can't. I'm not gonna be able to. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be hard.
Don't worry, I'll take over.
Because I'm an idiot. You know that.
I'll take over.
Tomorrow morning, I'm shooting a commercial. Actor Johnny L is back at it. Because I've shot many commercials in my life too. Many commercials.
Yes.
But tomorrow is one of my son's deals for his company.
Is it for high cholesterol?
Well, you were in one of them.
I
You were in one of them, and I was in one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, he wants us to play pickleball, right up my alley.
Yes.
And he wants me to bring Les Deegan, and he wants Les Deegan to read a few lines.
Oh.
And I said, what are my lines?
You don't have any.
He says, you will be hitting the pickleball to Les. I go, what are my lines? He goes, you have no lines. I go, well, what will you see? Will you see me? He goes, we will see the ball, but you will not see me at all. My son is shooting a commercial. If I don't get a part of this commercial lines, never. I will never. My son's commercial.
But you know what? And if you were getting paid
Here's
for
what you're going to see. Just this. The ball coming off my paddle.
If you were getting paid for it and this wasn't your son, you'd be like, all right, well, I'm not really seeing the commercial, but I got paid for it. You're not even getting paid for it.
How did you know I wasn't getting paid for it?
Because
you didn't get paid for the one.
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yes,
Oh, he didn't tell me. Because I told you better give something to Roseanne. Because then I'm going to have to hear it. That's what I said. You're going to have to give something to her.
Well, that sounds like fun, though.
We're going to be bringing up Nancy Carbone later. They got a big chili cook-off coming.
Ooh.
All right? At the Friends of Firefighters. And I was thinking today, I wanted to make it chili, but I'm not going to be able to do it that night. But I was looking at some chili recipes, and I'm like, I want to see a chili recipe that's different, right? Now, my neighbor used to make it with chunks of steak. He would make his chili.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a chili recipe? And if you don't, if you were inviting Johnny L over for dinner, which hasn't happened yet, I've known you a few years. Hint, hint. If you were inviting me over for dinner and you said, you know what? I like this Johnny L. I want to impress him. What would be your go-to bada bing meal?
My go-to
Your
meal?
go-to. You said, listen.
That would be the pork medallions in Merlot sauce.
Right, stop right there. That's one of my favorites, the pork medallions. And then I would love, now, noodles with that? What goes?
Mashed potatoes.
You can't go wrong with mash. I'm a noodle guy. I like noodles.
Noodles are good, but this is a mashed potato.
Is there a gravy? You said
there's a Merlot sauce.
So
it's a gravy. It's thick.
See, I could do noodles with that.
And I would do noodles. I would make you noodles.
I could do noodles with that.
The egg noodles?
That sounds delicious.
The egg noodles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though with the diabetes, I'm not supposed to have a lot of carbs, I would save up.
I can get you the gluten-free egg noodles.
And the gluten-free is not the same as a cholesterol. What do I need? Low carbs. But we could do it during the day, and then afterwards we can go out for the power walk.
There you go.
Power walk. You know?
Yeah, but that is my meal. That is so easy, but when you serve it and it looks so like the presentation is so nice, and everybody's always like, "Oh my God, I've never had that before."
All right, I'm in on that. Well, the other day, we're going to go. I made Bobby crazy today because he said, you sent me 23 text messages in a row. He said, right? And I go, no, I didn't. Probably Butch was sending him some. Let me count how many I sent him. 23. I sent him 23. I was about to yell at Butch. Stop sending Bobby text messages. It was me.
It was you.
It was me. But let's try to go through these short pictures and videos. I did the World Trade Center Memorial Walk and Run.
Is that what the shirt is?
And Claudia's coming on with Claudia Bonavita on my team. Claudia Bonavita, she's a runner. So we took a picture with Claudia. You don't have to show that one first. We showed a picture with Claudia. So just go number one. All right. So they have people cheering. Here I am arriving down there. Beautiful picture with the Freedom Tower behind me.
Gorgeous.
Look at the hairline, though, I noticed. Where is my hairline going? So the next picture is, here's my teammate, Claudia Bonavita. She put the shirt on. That's the last I saw her. She ran. She was gone for the day. She was, I'm walking like this. I run like 10%, so I could say I ran. Claudia is a runner. So thank you, Claudia, for support. She's coming on in a second to give her experience.
Nice.
I did catch up with our sponsor, Michael Barasch.
Oh,
which was interesting because I said I catch up with him. He didn't run the race, but when he saw me behind him, he started running away. So, but I caught up to the picture.
But you got him to run.
I did. Do we have any of the other pictures or videos? I sent a few. Remember, I had 23. Let's see what we got. So cool. It's windy and cold, but there's tons of people out here. It feels good. All right, we're here with the Braves. They got something to say.
Let's say
Hey, we're coming upon the Braves, the FDNY! Yeah! Yeah! Look at all the brothers lining the finish line. They're all lining the finish line over here. Look at them all. It's the brothers. It's the FDNY! Beautiful. People wanted to race to cheer us on. There, Claudia Bonavita.
Hey.
And she's wearing the shirt because you wore it Sunday.
I washed it.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you were still sitting in the same clothes.
Sitting in the same clothes. I don't want to say anything, but it's not a shirt. It's a dress. Because I did I need a small 18 times.
Yes. What did I give you?
A medium. Men's.
Oh, my eyes. It's my eyes. So thank you for supporting the Laughter Saves Lives team at the event. In a quick 2 minutes, tell us about your experience.
It was amazing. It was great to just run, but also for a great cause, which was the 9/11 Museum, which I'd never been to. And you had said, at the end, you can go to the museum. And I still had my, my numbers on my check. Good. I walked on over and there was a line, in that little stake thing. And they're like, no. You have the numbers? Go right in.
Ah.
pretty cool.
I forgot about that because
Yeah.
I drove to see my dad right up that in the Poconos. I wanted to go through with you, so I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. But I'll tell you, it was extremely emotional. I don't know anybody who, perished on 9/11. I don't. I mean, I've heard stories and, neighbors and people, whatever, but I don't have any, the only personal experience was my cousin was on the 80th floor and he got out. And he had a pacemaker and he got out.
Wow.
My other cousin, his sister's a Port Authority cop. She worked nights, so she was asleep at 8:00. And when they hit, she was asleep. She woke up the next morning. A lot of her friends were gone.
Can I ask you, with the race, what was your time?
I don't know because I put in my number and it said can't find the person, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" But I want to say between 30 and 40 minutes. I'm not that fast.
I was a little insulted. I was a little insulted because when I finished the race, and I did run a little bit, but I wasn't timed. And then I drove to the Poconos for 2 hours. And then I messaged Claudia, "Hey, do you have a good time?" She goes, "Did you finish yet?"
No, get out of here.
Claudia, come on.
Not bad.
That's not right.
But it's like an hour.
It was.
I did say, "Did you finish?"
It was
a nice car to go to the Poconos.
We have to get a bunch of people now next year to go with wearing the After Save Live shirts. Then we can go out afterwards and make a day of it.
I went to Italy. I sat on the rooftop of Italy with my what was it? I don't know, salad and my glass of wine.
Was that a burrata that you had?
Yeah, it was like a burrata.
Yeah, we don't
on Facebook.
I don't get into the city much either. That so it's nice. It really was nice. A little windy and a little cold.
Oh, it was freezing.
Yeah, I had my shorts on. Yeah.
Yeah, hat. It was.
Yep. But a good time, and I thank you for doing it, my friend.
It was great. Yeah, I will tell you, going into the museum though, I walked down. I didn't take the escalator.
Right.
I'm glad I did because I started to walk down and realize where I was.
Yes.
That I was in the basement.
Yes.
And I just got this overwhelming feeling. I started crying, and I'm like, I don't have a connection to a person, but I
have a connection to a city. Yeah, sure.
Got it. And it was very emotional to go in and take my time because I did
a great job, I think, with the museum. I really did.
Everybody can go see it.
Packed show tonight. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for doing the walk run with the Lampard team. And we will see you soon on some stage somewhere. Claudia Bonavita. All right, we're going to go to break, and we'll be right back with Nancy Carbone from Friends of Firefighters.
I'm sorry to bother you, but I have 30 seconds to give you a very important message. My name is Arthur Lee. I'm the CEO and inventor of LifeVac, a simple choking rescue device that could save a life in a choking emergency. We've saved over 3,000 lives now, but we're not there. 5,000 people a year choke to death, one child every 5 days. Please consider protecting your family in a choking emergency with LifeVac. Go to lifevac.net today. Thank you for your time.
And we're back with Laughter Saves Live here at Strong Island Television Paradise Studios by Speaker Nick with my co-host Roseanne Sorrentino.
Always a pleasure to be asked to co-host the show.
Yes, thank you for filling in for Rich Walker, who notified me 35 minutes before the show. I forgot I have a comedy show tonight. Studad, we call that. So our first guest, I know Nancy forever. She is the grand poobah, I say, of Friends of Firefighters. Please, a nice warm welcome for a special lady, Nancy Carbone. There she is.
Hi.
Hello, Nancy.
Hi there. Hi.
Are you upstate or are you in Brooklyn?
I am upstate.
Upstate.
Yeah.
I've never seen the house, You bought a place and redid it. What was it before? Wasn't it a
House. It was built in 1870.
amazing,
Yeah,
amazing?
got it. Turkey buzzards lived in it, so it's quite different now. But I don't know that I'll live long enough to finish it. There's a lot of work.
Oh my God, it must have been a lot of work. So Nancy, I met Nancy. It had to be shortly after 9/11.
Yeah.
How shortly after 9/11 was it?
Oh gosh, within 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. You know, I was just talking about this with Musafidi earlier today,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. And Nancy was like my therapist. She was somebody that I could speak to. I always thought she was a therapist, a professional. But she's the kind of person you could talk to, will tell you how it is, yet will listen. And that's how I met Nancy. She started a wonderful organization called Friends of Firefighters. When did you start the organization? Just get a little background
okay.
and why.
Well, in the beginning, everybody wanted to help out, right? A lot of neighbors wanted to do things. And I went to a local firehouse, Engine 205, Ladder 118 in Brooklyn Heights. And I met a firefighter there, John Sorrentino, Roseanne.
Oh, wow.
John asked me, I asked him what he needed. And he said, we're going to need bunting for the firehouses because I know our guys are gone. And indeed, there were 8 killed. The second thing, he wanted a bugler for the funerals. And then he said counseling, which blew my mind because I didn't consider the firefighters to be open to that kind of thing. And John, I have learned since, because a dear friend of mine, he was very forward thinking. He knew that this was bigger than anybody could take in. So over time, I worked with that house, and then I went to Hazmat because Hazmat Squad lost 19 members, and then I was in the Bronx because gentleman that I grew up with, he's a brother to me. He was a lieutenant up there. So I started going to different houses to try to deliver what they needed at the time. By Christmas time, John Sorrentino asked me if I would open a counseling place away from the firehouse. So I found an old flower shop that was donated by Elizabeth O'Connell in Brooklyn, and it started there. And by February, we were up and running as a nonprofit.
Amazing.
Wow, that's incredible.
Amazing. From September 11th to February.
Yeah.
And you bring up, and that's what the shirt said, by the way, that I put on that I didn't know what I was wearing. It had something to do with mental health and how important it is.
Yeah.
And I've learned since 9/11, I mean, I'm still talking to someone, you know, I stopped for a while, but how important it is and how firefighters resisted it.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of guys resisted it.
Yeah.
But it is so important. And I had the experience, if you remember, from a marriage counseling organization, Retrovi, which is an offshoot of marriage. What is it called? Marriage Encounter? What's the
Marriage Counter? The Catholic Church? That's
Yeah.
Marriage Counter.
Yeah.
Marriage Counter.
But Retrovi is for couples who have problems, because people would go on these regular weekends to enhance their marriage, and there'd be a couple there who had abuse, drinking, or whatever, and they felt they didn't fit in. So we joined this organization and became one of the couples that delivered the weekends. And so when I met Nancy and we started talking about mental health, I knew how important it was to share feelings. You know, I was one of the guys that went to the counseling unit every day when I was supposed to go every day, but nobody did. You know, they gave you off for 2 weeks and they said, you report to the counseling unit. I went every day. I went to the counseling unit so much that they said, you're okay. You're good for now. And I said, all right. So we got a big event coming up for you guys, a chili cook-off.
We have a chili cook-off May 16th at our old firehouse, which is also that's 1874, I think. And we're on Van Brunt Street in Brooklyn in Red Hook. And we have firefighters pitting their firehouse chili against each other to see who wins the ugliest award possible. My daughter makes the awards, and they're so grotesque that guys are now bragging that they have one. So you know how firefighters are.
Oh, yeah.
But I would like to bring attention to what's going on.
Please.
And I don't want to bring anybody down.
No.
I want there to be a reality check here. When I started Friends of Firefighters, I really thought it would last a year or maybe 2. What I didn't realize was that this would be forever. And we had a couple of guys come through the first few months, and they grew a little bit, and then it got quiet, and now we have over 145 in counseling. We have family members, we have little children. Children are showing anxiety levels. Some of them, it's greater than the first responders. So if you think about COVID and how the kids disappeared from their regular lives and they're now looking at a flat screen, they've missed at least a year, maybe more,
Sure.
of development. That developmental time is so critical. So we are seeing a rise in suicide. Unfortunately, we had an officer take his life on Friday, and I think to my knowledge, it's, I believe, the fourth one this year. And this one's public, but I won't say his name, just out of respect for the family. I don't name anybody's names. They die on the line of duty or not. I consider every suicide of a first responder to be a line of duty, because it is because of the job, I think, that pushes them over the edge usually. So I think that bringing awareness to what the pressures are to our first responders, and understanding that we take it for granted sometimes. If we have something happen in our homes, we just pick up our phone and dial 911. They're jumping to get on the rig to come to your home, and same with PD and the other, and same with EMS. But they are at your home in a blink, and then they go into fire to get you out. There's nothing like that, And I think when they need help, they need help, and we need to be sure that we're here for them. But our numbers have gone through the roof, so we're having this fundraiser, a chili cook-off. So if you want to help, and we hope you come, just go to friendsoffirefighters.org, and all the information for the chili cook-off is there. And I think that just keeping the awareness of how dangerous the job is and how much firefighters give. I think when John and I first met, he was goofy as hell, but yes, I am a straight shooter. I may have said like crazy stuff. Yeah, John, I was not a counselor, so he just kept talking. And the thing about John is that he wears his heart on his he wears his heart on his sleeve, and he has a very big heart. And he was able to connect me to other people that needed help, and them to me. So I think just be aware. I want everybody to understand that it is the loneliest place in the world when you're contemplating suicide. If you see somebody that's pulling away, that's giving away their belongings, that they're not themselves, ask them that hard question. Are you thinking of hurting yourself? Are you thinking of killing yourself? And that might make all the difference in the world, because I think people that consider that tend to withdraw completely, and then they are alone. And so, just keep an eye out for your brothers and sisters.
You never know. My daughter went through that. It's public knowledge. She came on the show. She tried to commit suicide 4 years ago. And I didn't see it. We knew that she was going through some struggles. She didn't share them with us. But if you're not asking your friends, your family, hey, how you doing? I mean, especially firefighters, cops, veterans, first time you ask them how you doing, it's always fine. Yeah, I'm good. I'm doing fine. You got to go. Depending on the relationship you have with this person,
you have to probe.
You have to go past that and say, okay, you're doing fine. Tell me about whatever, and to try to talk to them, get them help, push them in the direction. Because I'm not a professional, but you know your friends better than anybody.
Right.
You know how they react.
The thing to do is when you ask that question, sit down and shut up and let there be silence and let them talk. That's the number one thing. Don't fill it in, but they probably will talk. They'll say things are not good, or they'll talk, well, I just have a little pressure here or there. Tell me about it. And then you can ask the question after they've shared a little bit. You can't ask that question out of the blue. But if they give you a little bit and say, the pressures are getting to be too much, you can ask that question and should ask that question.
So, guys, Nancy and I were talking before the show, and one very interesting bit of information, going back just about 12 years, Nancy Carbone was the first guest on our first show way back when.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do for Friends of Firefighters, as of tomorrow morning, there will be a button on the front page of LaughterSavesLives.org to click, and it'll send you directly to Friends of Firefighters to get information on how you guys can help.
Thank you, guys.
Very good. Very good. We're not that big, but any little bit we can do, we always do.
Well, that's one thing I want to say. John, you've been donating to us, and you've been helping us out in ways that are just wonderful. And your friendship alone, I love to make fun of you because you're just such an easy mark. But to be honest, you're such a good guy, and you have helped us out so much. And Laughter Saves Lives has been I'm so happy to be affiliated with you guys, and I'm happy that you recognize the good work we do, and you're always there. So I appreciate that.
And you're always there. And don't think, as I always say to people, if they're busting you, can I say balls?
Yeah, I think so.
Can I say balls, Jacqueline? Yes. All right. If they're busting your balls at the firehouse, it means they love you. They're not going to take the time if they don't love you. And I know Nancy, she's breaking my chops for years, and I love it. I love it because I know she loves me.
I do. And you're such an easy mark.
He really is. He
I know.
really is.
I know.
That's why I break your
But
chops.
I'll see you I'm definitely going to see you at the chili event. We have a show at the Williston Park Fire Department that night, but I have people who could run that. I want to go down to the Friends of Firefighters event.
Great. And Roseanne, if you come, John Sorrentino will probably be there.
Oh, John
There you
Sorrentino.
go, the two Sorrentinos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to go to break. Nancy, hang out for a second because Art's here. All right, I didn't say it in there. All right, our other guest is here, so you don't have to hang out there. All right.
Get out.
The website again is
friendsoffirefighters.org.
all right.
Okay.
Thank you for coming on, and it's always a pleasure to see you, Nancy. All right, we'll be right back. We're going to break.
I'm sorry to bother you, but I have 30 seconds to give you a very important message. My name is Arthur Lee. I'm the CEO and inventor of LifeVac, a simple choking rescue device that could save a life in a choking emergency. We've saved over 3,000 lives now, but we're not there. 5,000 people a year choke to death, one child every 5 days. Please consider protecting your family in a choking emergency with LifeVac. Go to lifevac.net today. Thank you for your time.
I'm back. We're back with Art Lynn from LifeVac. Hello, old friend.
What's up, my man? How are you?
This was Art. LifeVac were our first sponsor. If it wasn't for them, we probably wouldn't be in business right now.
You want to know what's funny? My show, which we do right before this show, Guilted Into It, we don't have a sponsor. But whenever we need to take a break, we go.
Your commercial.
And here's a word from LifeVac.
Well, it's a great device. It's a great device.
It is a great device.
Before we get started with Art, could you open up our pickleball segment just quickly? Give us our pickleball. You throw it up in the air. We're going to hit it.
Never misses.
Impressed.
First week of Laughter Saves Lives pickleball. Roseanne's daughter Bridget could not be there. I had another ringer. He was really good, so they moved us into the first division, playing all the best teams in the league.
Oh boy!
We went 2 wins and 3 losses, and we lost 11-8, 11-9, 11-10. A nice showing. A nice showing.
Very good.
Yes, and I didn't stop talking the whole 2 hours to try to intimidate.
That didn't work.
So tell us, in a nutshell, what the LifeVac does first. Give us a little refresher.
Well, the goal was to stop choking deaths, and a Heimlich doesn't always work. Back blows don't always work, and in cases like St. Albans, the guys are in wheelchairs. They have nothing.
Well, yeah, there are people that are overweight in wheelchairs.
Pregnant. There's numerous medical reasons.
Sure.
Just that pop, that suction, when you place, push, and pull, that suction creates a suction, pulls it out, and we're closing in on 4,000 lives saved.
Wow.
4,000
lives. Can a
use
that if they're alone?
Yeah, we had a mother that had her 3 little ones running
question.
around, and she bought it for them. She's
right,
like,
sure.
Saved herself. And
Wow.
You know what was cool? And with Mother's Day around the corner, she didn't want to die in front of her kids. That's what she said. That was her fear. Her children, that she didn't want them to see it.
I think we all go through that, right? Herself.
Sure, of course.
Right.
So I always thought that was such a beautiful comment because she did it on air. It was very natural.
Yeah.
And, it just summed up a mom.
Yeah.
How long has the Life Act been out there?
I've been doing it for 13 years.
13 years.
It's been
Wow.
available for about a decade.
How many fire districts, school districts are on board?
Probably close to 20,000.
You mean 20,000 people, students, or you talk
Well,
about
schools, fire departments, police departments.
Why aren't these in every school?
They will be. We had 9 states with pending legislation to make it a law.
right?
It really should be. The American Red Cross recently put out a recommendation that should protocol fail, and we always recommend doing it, getting trained, learning
Right,
it,
sure.
to use a suction device. So that's kind of helped the official side of things. Also, luckily now, insurance companies like Philadelphia Insurance are recommending you get one for liability purposes.
Mm-hmm.
So we're on our way.
That's
it's
great.
sad it's taken this long, but we never give up.
Well, it's red tape, it's government, but
Yeah.
as long as we're moving in the right direction. You've had some videos that I saw of, and because it's a scary situation when somebody is choking. I told this story before. I was going out to lunch with the chief. I was driving the chief, Jackson Hole. You ever been to Jackson Hole in Queens?
Yeah.
They got these big burgers, right? So I'm all excited. We're having a nice lunch with the chief, So we go up the stairs, and the manager or somebody comes running out, and he goes, "Come on!" And I'm going, "Who's got a table for us?" He's excited. We're here, right? And he goes, "Somebody's choking in the back." Now I've been trained, and I don't respond to medical calls because I was in the hazardous materials unit. So now in your head, you're going, "What am I going to do?" Oh, here's our food process, right? And it's nerve wracking.
Yeah.
It's a nerve wracking. So even something I want to say as simple as this, you need to be trained. You need to know how to use it, because when it's hitting the fan, that's not the time you want to take it out of the bag and open it up and go.
Well, so many times we've had people be calmer because they know they have an option. We've had professionals, EMS, EMT, paramedics, doctors, medical doctors that froze because it was their kid, and they that moment. And that's why I designed it to be a simple.
Simple.
Well,
that was the goal.
If I can share a quick story with you.
Sure.
My daughter was in kindergarten. We were going to the orientation. All these kids are running around, and as you're walking in, you're signing in the PTA, and they have this basket of mints. And all these kids are running around with mints. And my daughter said, "Can I have a mint?" And I said, "No, you cannot." And she's like, "All the other kids have them." And I'm like, "All right, you can have it, but you have to sit right here. You can't get up." And she was sitting right there. All these kids are running around. The principal comes out, and all of a sudden she's going.
The principal's going?
No, my daughter. I grab her and I start smacking her on the back because I panic.
Yeah, that's all right.
And thankfully, this woman came, and she was an EMT, and she pushed me. She did the Heimlich on her.
Oh my God.
But I thought, oh my God. Thank God somebody was
Right.
there, because I clearly did the wrong thing.
Yeah. Well, no, you didn't. But that's
And this
the
was
panic.
well over 13 years ago, so that wasn't even
Yeah, no, it
around.
wasn't. But that's the panic, and that's why I designed it as a plunger. Everyone knows how to use a plunger, but that'll happen. And you were blessed that someone did step up. We've had viral videos of people in restaurants, and no one does anything. They just panic
Because they're afraid.
freeze.
They're afraid.
Yeah.
So God bless that happened. But
Yeah.
your example is how quick life changes.
Yes.
You were being conscious. You were using, we say, education, training, and life hack, right? Watch out for certain foods. Don't rush when you eat. Problem with schools, we lose about 7 kids a year choke to death in school every year since I started. We've saved 49 kids in school.
Wow.
So it can change like that. They're playing, they're talking, they're laughing, they're not focused on their eating. So we have to persevere. I give one free to any school in America.
Yeah. They should actually be on buses too, because even though they're not supposed to, kids eat on the sneak their food on the bus, and it's an insane
you've been doing some good work with this for a while. Now I hear that you're working on an audio book. What does that have to do with?
Oh, I just did that today. I wrote a book
Here at Paradise Studios, by the way.
Paradise Studios, Bobby, man.
Bobby.
He's really
doing a great job.
And if you do need an audio book, it's a great place. It's quiet, it's perfect. They had the screen. I think my first couple of chapters weren't too good because I was getting used to it. So we'll see. But I wrote a book called Sorry, Can't Is a Lie. And it just recoups some of the stories and God winks in my life. And, I've had some tragedy. And the hope and the foundation of the book is people can find hope. when something really horrible happens. And, you know, with 4,000 lives saved, I look back, and Emily Dickinson wrote a quote about it, that 4,000 people didn't have to know the pain I know. I was in a car accident. My 2 friends died. I had to live with that for my life.
Sure.
And I saw the devastation that it laid on his family and our friends and everyone in the community. 4,000 people don't have that. Their kids still here.
Yeah.
Almost 3,000 kids. So the book is a bunch of stories on things that stuck in me and helped me to build the foundation. And, you know, so far so good. It's a lot of positive reviews.
Is it just going to be an audiobook, or is it going to be a book?
No, it's published.
It's published already. Oh, all right. Is this for me or
That's
no?
for you. The book, I did it myself, self-published, because I wanted to make sure people liked it. I didn't want to go out and publish a book and kind of scam them. But we've sold over 600 copies.
Is it on Amazon?
Massive reviews,
Awesome.
Amazon and lifeback.net. But now I'm going full publishing because it's people love it.
People love it. Not enough pictures for me. I have to read.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Maybe you should
There's
wait for
some
the
color.
audio
There's
to
some
come
color
out,
in the
and
back
you can
where you draw on the
listen
back.
to it on your long car drives,
No,
right?
that's great. I'm sure you have a ton of stories about the Life Hack, but I have one in my son's house. I have 2 in my house. It's very simple to get, very simple to purchase. Get them in your house, and I want you to give them just a story or 2 to reinforce that how much it can make a difference.
Well, one of the first viral videos, a little boy named Gabriel, and the Godwink is Gabriel is the patron saint of media. He was saved in a restaurant. His mother's a registered nurse. There was a firefighter. There was a police officer. Pancakes, you know,
Pancakes.
It flexes. So when you squish someone, it kind of goes up and down.
Mm-hmm.
You see a man leave the restaurant, calmly walks out, and you're like, thanks a lot. Comes back in, went out to his car. Here's my dad, Godwink, 7-year-old life hack, because I made it last forever, which in business is very bad.
Right.
But I said, too bad. Comes back in, hits the baby, saves his life.
Wow.
And, you know, that moment of, you hear his mother's wailing, and that regurgitated in my head for why I made it. Because the story was a parent that lost their child, and the sound and the pain.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear her. She's this close to being that parent.
Right.
And the real estate
Helpless.
real estate guy comes in, pushes everyone, and saves the kid.
Beautiful.
And that was an affirmation that it's for everyone. It's something that's simple. It happens 5,000 times a year, and it doesn't have to anymore. And that's my goal. That
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
I have to get one because, you know, and I live alone now. And,
Well, your mother,
and
for
my mom,
seniors,
like, it makes me nervous
she's getting older, and
because sometimes I'm rushing around or whatever. And I've had a couple of like close ones where you have to stop and you have to like
yeah,
concentrate on getting
Yeah,
that.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good. Don't panic. Try and get some air.
Yeah.
Get a good force up and kick it out. But we have saved hundreds of people that have saved themselves. And we've had thousands that were given as gifts. My favorite, baby shower, grandparents that have given it.
perfect gift.
That's
Perfect
really
gift.
Christmas Day under the tree.
Perfect gift
It is.
for your family.
I have an idea.
Oh boy.
Going-
Hold on.
So we have a copy of Art's new book right there.
My
and I-
copy, you mean my
and
copy?
now it's not your copy anymore. What we're going to
Oh.
do is we're going to find a Sharpie.
Right.
Art is going to sign it. We are going to take bids at info@laughtersaveslives.org, and the high bidder gets the book, and we will donate that money to Friends of Firefighters. How's that?
Well, it's full circle. You understand that firefighter, if it's free, it's for me. You're taking away a book I just got for free.
I understand.
It took me a while to get over that.
We can buy one from Art. It's okay.
All right.
How's that sound? Is that good, Art?
All
I
right.
could love it. And you know what's funny? These will be gone. I only printed a couple to make sure they were
Right.
good. So
Oh, that's
bit
it.
of a collector's item. So.
Right. Now, the other book that you're going to make is going to be bigger than this. It's going to be like a
It's
regular
going to
size.
be the real book with the real
Real thing.
cover and my
Okay.
picture and all that.
All
All
right,
right, so
baby.
again, go to info@laughtersaveslives.org and put your bid in for the signed copy, the signed rare first edition
There you
copy
go.
There we
of
go.
Art's book.
All right. All right. We'll have Art sign it. In closing, we have our comic coming on. If you want to hang
cool.
out and
I'd love to.
listen to Jamie from outside of Dallas, Texas. Anything new with the Life Act coming up? Are there any events? Anything that we need to know about?
The big thing is 4,000 lives saved.
Yes.
We're under 20 away, and that's a significant milestone. Every 1,000 is. But the hope is that continue to raise awareness, and people don't know. I live alone. Oh my God, I never even thought of it. So we continue that. I mean, we have saved more every year than all the years combined. So,
wow.
Yeah. So I'm hoping this year we save 3,000.
All right.
Eventually there will be an end. If it's a choking death, it'll be on the news because it never happened.
Birthdays, holidays, get them a Life Act.
Baby shower.
Baby shower. Yeah, baby shower.
I know,
Get them a Life
I
Act.
I have a baby shower. I'm going to.
Save so many baby shower gift saves. And what a gift.
Yes.
That's
Great
the
job,
one
my
to
friend.
remember. Oh, thanks.
It's been a pleasure knowing
Nice
you.
to meet you.
And we'll see you at the next St. Albans show.
I would love to.
At the veteran show. He came to one of our veteran shows. Never forgot it.
Nice.
Never forgot it.
Well, because you wind up feeling so good.
You love talking to these guys. They want to talk. They want to share their
And you
story.
get to wheel them down. You get to talk to them
Yeah,
the whole time.
that's the
I had
best.
2 World War II guys. Both
Yep.
times I did it with you.
Amazing.
I had World War II.
So we're going to let you know.
I'll be there.
All right. We'll be right back with our comic from outside of Dallas. Jamie, go ahead. We'll be right back.
This is personal to me. I'm John Field, 9/11 responder and advocate. I walked the halls of Congress for 20 years. You too may qualify for the same 9/11 benefits as I do. It's true, it's the law. If you were south of Canal Street and you had any of the 69 cancers linked to 9/11, you may qualify for compensation up to $250,000 and free health care. Sadly, only 10% of you have enrolled. Access what you are owed. Call now to find out if you qualify. I fought side by side with Barasch and McGarry for 2 decades in Washington, D.C. to get benefits for all victims, not just responders. You owe it to yourself to call Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community. I trust them. So can you.
We're back with Laughter Saves Lives. Give them one more pound. Live! Give one more. Strong Island Studios, Barasch Studios. Great show so far.
Yeah.
Unbelievable guests, wonderful guests,
Really?
moving guests. And the closing comic always loves when we do this. We have a lady who started an organization to help firefighters. We have a guy who's saving lives with the Life Act. And who now we're going to bring up
A
comic Jamie Gravis. Where is he? Don't you love your food? How we set you up like that?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You are one of my, I told you this afternoon, favorite comics. And I mean that
You
because.
said that to me.
No. But let me tell you something about Jamie. He's very different. He can do a half hour, not get a laugh, and the audience loves him. No, he's very funny. He's very,
hey, you're telling my secrets.
Well, I met you the first time I went to Dallas to do the show. Then you moved up here, and I put you on some shows, and you did some videos for my son, the famous deli one. The one I was, yes, the deli one. Very funny. And then now you're back down there. So, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks. It's always good to be here, John, and good seeing you as always. And thank you so much for just really heralding my comedy act.
Yes.
Tell them all about the big laughs that I get, and whatnot. And I tell you what, I hope I was the biggest bidder for that book.
You bid already?
I did. I put a bid in, and I'm really hoping I get it because my bookshelf is a little short since the last time you were over at my house. Remember that book? You took that book. You never gave that book of mine back.
I didn't think you noticed that.
Yeah, you did. You took a book of mine that I really enjoy, and you haven't given it back.
What book was that?
50 Shades of Grey. You know which book it is, John, that you have of mine. You have it. You've had it for years.
You notice how I threw that back at you? Which book was that? Hoping that you would come back with something funny. I shouldn't have threw that at you like that. I thought you were baiting me. Then I was like, is he baiting me or not? That's funny. Yes, I will get that back to you next. I'm almost finished reading you.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's only taken him 3 years.
Yeah.
I've noticed. But no, you've been busy though. You know, you have grandchildren and you got a house full. You've got your whole family. You're a family man, John, and that's why I like you.
Okay.
You know, I'm a family man as well. I'm turning into a family. I'm trying to start a family.
Okay.
I know this is a family show, so I want to keep this family friendly, but I am trying to start a family.
Good.
And without getting too graphic, I think you know what that means.
I do. Good for you. I'm happy for you.
It's been nice. It's been a lot of fun. I'll be honest with you. Making the family's been great. I don't know about the family itself. They might be questionable, but making them a blast.
You've had a blast trying to start that family.
I recommend trying to start a family to everybody.
Yeah.
So fun.
Just that first 15 minutes.
It's exactly until you get a little sleepy. Not as fun suddenly. Actually, I like that part. The lady, she doesn't like that part as much. I enjoy part 2 the most.
The sleeping.
I sleep like a baby trying to make a baby, which is ironic.
I was just going to say.
It's tiring.
Oh, yeah, it's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
Guys, I feel like I'm making you uncomfortable. Let's change the subject.
No. It's actually very interesting trying to dance around this.
Listen.
I mean,
I'm getting
wife, right?
We're not married. Now, I know that's against the Lord and the church.
Okay, that's actually that's why you're happy.
Yes. Exactly.
If someone's a little bitter here. A little bitter?
Just a little.
A little bit.
Tiny bit.
How long have you
She
been
wants
married?
to start a family. Well, she wants to try to start another family.
Try to start it.
Happen.
Right. There you go. She wants to try.
But then you have a good time, it sounds like.
Yeah.
I
we're
am
going to change into. Oh, you have 2 grown?
2 grown children, so I'm good.
Very nice. How old are they?
Too old. 29 and 26.
Okay.
You
Nice.
would think she'd have 29 and 26.
No, not at all. I thought you were going to say in the
25.
I was going to say teens at most.
Wow.
No, it's weird getting older, and I'm not trying to say I'm old. I know I'm not old, but I'm getting older for the first time. Like I'm almost 40. And I'm not trying to say I'm not trying to say I'm old. I know I'm not old yet. Okay. Take it easy. I can see you guys already getting mad at me for saying that.
You felt it.
I don't know what it is about saying you're getting old, but there's always somebody older than you telling you you're not old yet.
Yeah.
80 years old going, dang, I'm getting old. Some 100-year-old bastard come out of the corner going, you young son of a gun, don't even talk about getting old.
Yeah. I would say you're looking old.
Hey.
You have to do what I do. I live in a 55 and over. They're all in their 80s and 90s, and
Smart.
I'm the youngest one there. And they're like, "You're just a kid."
She struts around with a bikini on in the summer. They're all jealous.
Uh-huh. I am. You got to rub it in, right? You got to go over there and get dinner at 6:30.
Gives a little dig. She goes, "Hey, catch me." She runs across the lawn there. It's not right.
It's not right. It's so wrong.
No, it's not. It's not. What do you do? Do you show off and like strut around drinking like a caffeinated soda at 5 p.m.?
Oh, caffeinated soda. I'm carrying heavy objects, packages, 3 and 4 at one time. I'm like a superhero there.
Sure.
Good feeling.
Yeah,
it's a good feeling.
It is.
It's great.
Yeah, it's just weird though. Like life, it comes full circle though, doesn't it? Because at one time in your life, you're growing up, and all you want to do is get older, and you think that being older is being reckless. So you practice being reckless, and you think, man, that's really where it's at. And then you think, man, I'm something else. I'm dangerous. And then one day you come full circle and you settle down again. And now I can't tell you, John, you know how excited I am every morning to wake up, go outside and check on my zucchinis? They are thriving, by the way. Thanks for asking. My zucchini looks phenomenal.
Let me ask you, is zucchini a word for something else, or is zucchini a zucchini like you're growing in the garden?
I wish it would use a euphemism, but no, I'm talking about my actual.
That's what I was looking for. I never go to that word. All right.
No, I mean it. I've got Roma tomatoes. I've got Cherokee purple. I've got some cucumbers and jalapeno peppers. You know, I'm a Texan. We're down here. We got jalapeno. We got to grow the jalapenos. Yeah. We're waiting on those, but I'm excited. I'm looking forward to them. It's just weird. I never thought I'd be saying this. You know, I'm 36 years old. Half my life ago at 18, I would have been kicking my own ass saying these things, talking about my zucchinis, you know?
I'll tell you something.
It's just weird. It's weird for me. I can't. It's a weird pill to swallow.
You know, here's where I felt I was getting old. Like when you go to the supermarket or at home and you pick up a bag and you go, "Oh, this is a nice bag." You know?
It's not. It's you nice. Get a really nice plastic container and you save it and wash it out.
You don't know why?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh.
Well, you know, next level Tupperware is when you upgrade from plastic to glass.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
that is like mind blowing.
Mind-blowing.
It doesn't stain.
You know how I know I'm old? I actually did this. This is not a lie. I was in Florida. My girlfriend and I went to the food store, and they used the plastic bags.
Yes.
I brought them home.
You brought the plastic bags home?
Because we can't get them here.
That's a problem.
So I brought
interesting.
them home.
Oh, because New York, huh?
We don't have them anymore.
Well, we got some nice bags, though. North Shore Farms.
Yeah, but
Trader Joe's.
I can't put dog poop in those bags and throw them away.
Oh, I do.
What, in the reusable bags? You just
I don't use them again. You don't reuse the reusable. Yeah. My kids leave poops from the dogs. Why don't you get me started on that?
I'm sorry.
They leave them on the steps. They leave, who's cleaning that up?
You should.
Who's cleaning that up?
Little poop bags.
Why can't you bring it home? They leave it on my steps. You know my son. Call him.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
and you've dealt with poop. You've dealt with so much poop, having kids, now grandkids, and I've dealt with zero poop, having 0 kids. I'm just now starting my poop journey, and you're trying to end yours.
It's not fun.
You wait.
And I'm now.
And then if you get even you further in age, the furthest in age, and then you poop yourself again.
I've been there once or twice. Let me tell you. Well, you know what? Hey, listen. We're being realistic.
It happens.
You eat something.
Sure.
You trust a fart. I mean.
Well, yeah. That's. Thank you for that, Miss Feminine. That was very lovely. What was I going to say? You threw me totally off with it.
I know I did.
Oh, pee. I gotta pee a lot now. I'm always, when I don't pass.
Oh, sure.
So I go to the doctor. I go to the urologist. He does the test. He did a sonogram, stuck it up in there. He goes, everything looks good. He goes, everything. It was just good, because my mother had prostate cancer. My father had cancer. It's good. So I go, oh, good. I go, I'm peeing a lot though. What should I do about that? So he goes, well, you want one of these surgeries? He has pictures. I go, no. He goes, well then.
Pee.
Yeah. There was no answers.
Just be happy you can.
He didn't give me any answers.
Be happy you can.
Just be happy you can pee.
Every other eating, you don't pee. You can go all day without peeing, right?
I'm starting to go a little bit more frequently, but I will say my doctor said everything looked good too down there, and I said, "Oh, really? You think so?" He goes, "Well, on the inside."
Thanks, Doc.
That's funny.
Thanks, Doc.
Because we were going down. Nice. We were going down a slippery slope there for a little.
You are outside of the Dallas area.
Yes.
We have some followers there. Are you going to be working this weekend anywhere, Mr. Funny Man?
Hey, check me out over at the Comedy Arena. All right. It's out in McKinney, Texas, which is outside of DFW. All right. So check me out. But I'm always around here in DFW, Dallas, Fort Worth, that is. I just moved back here from Austin. Anytime I'm in New York, John, you make sure to keep me busy, which I always appreciate you. So
let me know.
guys,
Which one.
down
Get your
Dallas.
show. You were one of my favorite guys. Thank you for taking the time to come on tonight, my friend.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you, Butch.
Thanks, Jamie. Hey, Jamie, you can stay on to say goodbye. The Friends of Firefighters logo and link is on LaughterSavesLives.org and ready to go. And don't forget, info@LaughterSavesLives.org to bid on the Artley book.
All right, we got to go.
All right, we got to go.
My meatballs and eggplant are calling. Good night, everybody.
That is not a euphemism.
Yeah.